Michael Vick. It's the black folk. Chris Brown.
That's what I keep.
Martha, what's the name? Martha.
So yeah,
So in that,
and Martha Stewart get out. Martha Stewart get out.
And her business shoots back up to the top.
And she back to the top. She was rich. Yeah. Okay, come on.
So is it because black people aren't forgiving and supporting, or white people, or both?
It's because of the people that are in power.
The people who are in power
are not forgiving and allowing
people
for people
that are
to
in
move
power,
past.
they're in control of who we forgive. And we don't, because they put the images out there.
Yeah, that's what I think. See, that's why I be saying, like when we discussed how much have things changed. Well, not much.
Michael Jackson, Michael Vick, O.J. Simpson, Chris Brown, T.I. But T.I., he's a little different.
Yeah, and to me, T.I. continually makes senseless mistakes.
Because see, T.I.
So whether or not you forgive him, he's still doing stupid stuff.
Not only that, T.I. was the model. They have never done no sentencing like they did with T.I. That was unheard of. You get to serve part of your community service before you go and do your sentence. So then it's just like, okay. So once you come out, you still have to complete the rest of your community service. So then it's just like you do your community service, you talking to the youth, and you speaking to the youth, and this is all before you go to prison. And a lot of parents are protesting you coming to their schools. And then a lot of parents found out that you went to their school without their knowledge and spoke to their kids, and they're upset, and they're going to the schools and different organizations saying, I don't appreciate you having this, person around my kid, and blah, 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 blah. So you knowing the responsibility that you have. And you go to prison, you do your little days in prison, then you come back and you still have some community service to do, and you know how the people feel about you, and yet still you go to LA and you get caught doing this. So it's just like, how can we like support you?
So to me, in that instance, not that you don't forgive somebody, because you would forgive them, yeah, you made a mistake and you move on. But I guess in that case, for me, it would be, how many times do you continue to forgive somebody for making senseless mistakes? Is there a limit to your forgiveness? Or do you forgive them every time they do something wrong that they know is wrong?
By man standards or by...
Just, I pick one.
Because by God's standards, it's 70 times 7.
Well, none of us do.
If you're brought up
things like God.
But some strive to try to do as much as possible. And we are not in the position to sit and judge anyone. So if someone continues to make the same mistakes over and over, we're supposed to supposedly come from a place where love is patient, love is forgiving, love is always unconditional. We're supposed to come from those areas. So that's the type of stuff that we're supposed to be trying to be advocates for.
So what does forgiveness mean to you?
Hold on, don't dress Juanita bottom like that. Come on, Juanita.
Well, forgiveness for me is being able to, at any given time, be unconditional. It doesn't always mean being patient, but it means unconditional, which means whatever it is. If you're really guarded by those virtues of what you're taught. Because I think anything that you put out there, it could easily turn on you. Because we're not perfect. There was only one perfect person. None of us were perfect.
So when you say being unconditional in what?
Being unconditional and being loving, being unconditional as far as in relationships, being unconditional as far as patience, all those areas. Being, just having the. It's kind of hard to explain. You have to have that open mind to always say, okay, I'm going to try to engulf this no matter what the repercussions are, but I know at the end, if I'm that example, then I'll be that true person who will actually supersede whatever it is the odds were against me.
Okay, hypothetically speaking, I'm a battered woman. I've been with my husband 5 years. He's been beating me the whole time. I'm forgiving him. So am I forgiving him? If I leave him, does that mean that I don't forgive him?
No.
No.
That's reality.
You're supposed to leave with some sense now.
You're supposed to.
Don't just keep
you can forgive, but I
turn
think,
on the cheek, don't mean turn and let it knock
I think where your reward comes in is that when you've been through a situation like that, just like with the Michael Vick and all this type of stuff, and we as society, once you're able to forgive whatever it is you've been through, that's your reward, because from that point you're able to invest into somebody else if they go through that. Okay. Because you're a teacher then.
And I guess that's
you're able to expose those different types of things, what happened to you as a person.
Right. And I guess that's where my point of view comes in, where I say T.I. continually makes the same mistakes. Yes, I'm going to forgive him, but after, there's going to come a certain point where I'm going to realize, okay, I can forgive you, but I see what your pattern is. I see what type of person you are. So with that, that's going to allow me to handle you in a certain way. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Be it if I'm a bad wife, I'm going to leave.
But you can also love him from a distance.
Exactly.
It don't mean you have to be in the midst of
it has nothing to do with
violence. You can love him from a distance, say, I forgive you as a man because whatever you were going through, but I'm going to remove myself from that situation, pray for you, and love you from a distance, and carry on with my life, and hope that you have a good one too.
Right. And because I then choose to handle you according to what your behavior has shown me, it doesn't say that there are conditions on my love for you. It says that I have learned from your behavior how I need to love you.
And also, I love myself more than I love you to sit here and let you beat on me.
Right.
And then when you forgive that person for beating on you, it's just like you are
the example.
That's for you.
Mm-hmm.
You are forgiving, so you're forgiving that person so you can grow, because you don't want to be stuck in that place where you're so full of anger where, you can't forgive this person because you're so full of anger, you can't move on to your next relationship, because although you've moved from the relationship, you're so full of anger, when somebody else new come in your life, they feel the anger. Although they have nothing to do with it, they want to know where the anger comes from. So it's just like the same thing with the T.I. and the Michael Vicks. It's just like that's the difference. And, the forgiveness is like, until we see that Michael Vick is not going to be a repeat offender, then we have no choice but to forgive him. And like she said,
it's so connected to, again, the media and how the media turns things. Because to me, there should be a group that when you have served your time, like the same people that rally up to try to get you to still stay on the hate bandwagon.
Right.
There should be some people who are rallying up saying that the media now has no grounds to be invading these people's privacy, because you didn't stop Martha Stewart from dealing with business when she was caught, with corporate. No, they didn't. Every time the media showcased her, it was positive. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. How much will Michael Vick have to do for you to see the positive side or the changes in him? Mm-hmm.
When they get
you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's the media that does the speech.
Right, and that's why I applaud, and I know somebody's going to give me an email because they told me to stop talking about Oprah, but that's why it's good that Oprah is coming up with her own network, because until we start owning the network, we can't change the images that are put out there. And that's why she is doing her own network, because she can control the images that are being put out there. And we are still connected to the media that is controlled by the white people. The white people control ABC, CBS, NBC, the Jews, and all that. These people are the ones that are calling the shot and making the, calling shots and showing us what we see. Even like we had a conversation with somebody. What were you going to say? I'll tell you.
What was the movie that Mike Tyson was in? The Hangover.
The Boys Las Vegas.
Hangover.
Yeah.
They doing the Hangover too. There was a guy that I forget the star, who they casted for the second movie, and the people protested in regards to him being in.
They were wanting Mel Gibson to be in it.
Yeah, that's who they protested.
And also, I was thinking about how they put these images out here. A lot of us, we haven't been to Africa. A lot of people say they want to go to Africa, but a lot of people don't go because of the images that they've seen in Africa. And then it's just like, I've been to Africa, so when I went to Africa, I was like, John, if you didn't know you were in Africa, you would think you were in America, because Johannesburg looked just like America. But because of the images that were put out there, people don't want to go, and you have to tell them, like, no, you need to go over there and see for yourself. And not only that, speaking of protesting, all these people protesting, don't ask, don't tell. We'll talk about that later. All these people protesting gay marriage. We'll talk about that later. All these people protest, but you're right, people protest stuff, they protest stuff, but the people who are for the stuff that people are protesting, because we don't, garner up support, and we don't go and protest against the protester, although we are against what they're protesting, we are for it, we don't show up. At times like that, like where the protest, in favor of Michael Vick, where the protest in favor of Michael Jackson, where the protest in favor of, all these different artists.
And also go with what we talked about the last time with when they was in that small town of Virginia. Remember, the people was younger then, and they said they wish they would have stood up and voiced their opinion when what's the guy name, was saying that the guy should have been killed and all that. Or gay people, the guy that, whatever his name
should be
was.
put on the island together.
Yeah. So now what you're saying with the protesters, we shouldn't just sit back and not say anything. We should stand up, because if we don't, it would be a repeat of what happened.
But and I think like what Sophia said, it's going to take. That's why I hate it when BET. So you know, sold out or merged or did whatever they did.
Now they don't have news. So much of these.
Well, and now you don't see the same type commercials or same things done. You know, like equally across the board, like the commercials that you normally see on other stations, other networks. BET showed you another spectrum of those.
Yes. Soul Glow.
It has now changed so much.
You know, so much.
It's just the blended. It's just
and even the images, unfortunately, of us on our own network, oftentimes are negative. So,
but they're supposed to be cleaning all that up.
Well, hopefully. This would probably be a great show to possibly be on BET to help clean up that negative image. Think about it.
So, is that all we have to say on that subject?
I think that's all we have to say on that subject.
Jesus. Well, we're going to take a short break and we're going to come back and we're going to talk about what? Don't ask, don't tell. It's been repealed. How y'all feel about that? Also, we can talk about, what was the other topic y'all want to talk about?
Just come back and see us. We'll get into it.